Welcome to today's session of Imagine America Radio. I'm your host, Bob Martin, President and CEO of the Imagine America Foundation, also known as IAF. To date, IAF has supported more than 190,000 enrolling high school seniors as they embark on their skilled trades educational journey with scholarships, career resources, and financial planning tools. To learn more about how the Imagine America Foundation can support your students as they prepare for college during their senior year, visit our website at www.imagine-america.org. On today's session of Imagine America Radio, we're going to be featuring Universal Technical Institutes located throughout the country, UTI and its family of schools, including MIAT, Marine Mechanics Institute, Motorcycle Mechanics Institute, and NASCAR Technology Institute, have been providing top quality education in skilled trades for decades. UTI is an excellent choice for students preparing for careers as professional automotive, diesel, collision repair, motorcycle, marine, CNC machining, and welding technicians. Their reputation is built on quality of their instructors, their industry relations, as well as their success of their students. If you or one of your students you support is interested in skilled trades career, I urge you to go to the website www.uti.edu. Together with UTI, Imagine America Foundation has helped more than 11,300 enrolling students get scholarship support to train at UTI institutes across the country. Joining me today is Stephen Coyle, the National Director, Counselor at Academic Relations at Universal Technical Institutes. Dr. Coyle has dedicated his career to education and has spent now 11 and a half years at UTI. You are in very, very good hands. So without taking more time out of today's presentation, let me turn the session over to Dr. Coyle. Dr. Coyle, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Bob. And wow, I can't believe another school year is upon us. It's crazy. You know, I was in public education for 25 years, had to open and close school each one of those years, and it's just amazing how the school year comes around so quickly. So I'm so excited to get to talk with you before the year starts to tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing with our Imagine America webinars this year, and sharing time with all of you and letting you know a little bit about what we do. As you know, if you've listened to my webinars in the past, I never talk a lot about UTI. I talk more about you and what we can do for you. But in this case, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background on changes that have happened at UTI and what we're trying to do to meet your needs in a better way. As you can see, Universal Technical Institute, we're the largest school in the transportation, skilled trades, and energy industries. We now have 16 campuses nationwide. It's just amazing how much we've grown. Our two newest campuses, of course, are in Miramar, Florida, South Florida. In fact, I'm going to be going down there next month for the grand opening of that campus. We also have a new campus in Austin, Texas. And then, of course, we added MIAT almost 2 years ago. So we have those campuses in Canton, Michigan, and Houston, Texas. But what I'm most excited about is we are getting ready now to, I guess, join our programs together. We're bringing MIAT programs into our UTI campuses and vice versa. To give you an example of what I'm talking about, this year, and we've already started this, we're offering aviation at our Avondale campus, at our Long Beach campus, and at our Miramar campus. So we're very excited about that we're going to be able to offer more students the opportunity to get aviation training. You know, another area that we're expanding is our industrial maintenance, which is in our Rancho Cucamonga campus and our Lisle campus. So we're excited there as well. And then our wind turbine program, that will be at our Rancho campus. It'll also be at our Lisle campus. And then robotics, which is really getting popular these days with students. Our robotics programs are going to be offered at our Rancho Cucamonga campus, our Lisle campus, and our Mooresville, North Carolina campus. And then finally, HVAC, we're going to be offering that in our Austin campus, I believe we're going to be offering it also in our, let me see here. Oh, in our North Carolina campus as well too. So anyway, we're very excited about this. And of course, your local reps that work in your particular areas will be giving you more information about what's taking place. But as you can see, and Bob alluded to, UTI is a family of schools. The UTI flag, which is our auto, diesel, collision, motorcycle, marine, NASCAR, CNC, welding, all these programs are included there. So that includes our MMI motorcycle, our MMI marine, and our NASCAR Technical Institute. And then, of course, with our addition of the MIAT campus, that's what allowed us to go from 8 STEM careers to 15 STEM careers. So as I said, I'm very excited about what we're going to be offering you all this year for your students for possible career moves for them. But what I really want to talk about now is about us, and particularly what we do. We offer non-baccalaureate opportunities. As you saw in the title, we are looking at other opportunities besides going to college. Not all of your students are going to want to go to college. They don't want to go to school 4, 5, 6 years. You've heard this message from me before. They want to get in, get out quick. So we offer project-based learning, hands-on training. I know online is popular of this, but I think the pandemic proved that online wasn't as successful as we'd hoped it would be. So we love the hands-on approach. Emphasis on professionalism. We want students that are, they come to class prepared. We teach them how to communicate, all these type of things that are very important to them as they move into their careers. Our history of graduate success, that's what we use. Our companies will have referrals. Well, we have referrals, and they're called our graduates. So we use those a lot in our different events. Our graduation rate is very high in the industry. If you took the entire post-secondary education field, the average graduation rate is about 48%. Ours hovers in the upper 60s to low 70% rates. So we're very proud of that. And placement percentage, we say we place 4 out of 5 of our graduates, but many of our programs exceed that. So we're very proud of that. We are Title IV funded. We'll always get the question about financial aid. We are Title IV funded, so you fill out a FAFSA to see if you qualify for financial aid, and then we have a financial aid advisor that's assigned to that student and their family to get them prepared to go to school. We offer over $15 million in scholarships and grants, and we're very proud of that. We also included that as our TRIP program, tuition reimbursement incentive program, which has become very popular and allows students to get their education paid for if they meet the criteria. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, we have a national presence because we are nationwide. That's important to students when they're getting placed in jobs, because if they want to go from California and go live in New York, we have campuses out there too. And then finally, our industry relationships are huge. And I'm going to talk to you this year about getting industry involved in your school. But that's something that's very important. We have over 35 alliances with manufacturers and hundreds of partners that we work with as well too. Now, what we want to do is partner with school counselors. That has always been my theme. I just came from the ASCA, the American School Counselor Association conference in Atlanta, and I got to speak there twice. Some of you may have seen me there, and you surely did if you saw my pants that I wore each day. But we offer complimentary STEM and career pathway workshops in academic classrooms and career centers. And I want to tell you now, we are now offering academic scholarships for the first time. This is a baby of mine that started 7 years ago and is finally come to fruition. So we're going to offer scholarships for academic success as well as in the career centers. So that's why it's vital for our reps to get not only into your career centers, but also into your academic classrooms. We have a STEM truck and trailer that we can bring out to your school. We'd be glad to do that. It's a great opportunity for students to get up close and personal with STEM careers. We host Women in STEM seminars at our campuses. We're very proud. We're moving into our 3rd year of this. We've seen a 54% increase in female enrollments, and we think a lot of it is largely due to these seminars that we're hosting. We were hoping to get maybe 40, 50 girls to these. We're averaging well over 100. So I'm going to talk to you about ways you can get your girls to these seminars. We want to attend your career fairs. Notice I didn't say college fairs. You know, that's a point of contention with me. We want to talk about career fairs. It's not just college, but it's everything. So we want to attend your career fairs. We offer bus tours of our campuses. We'll even pay for the bus to get the kids there. So take advantage of that. We offer industry days at local dealerships. And the reason why we do that is to get students and their parents in to see what a dealership is really like, because they have no idea. And then finally, we offer professional development for your staff. I'll come out to your school. I've already been signed up for a couple of professional developments for this fall. I'd be glad to come out. There's no charge for this. UTI pays for all my expenses, but I'd be glad to come out and visit with your staff and help you start off your school year or something mid-year. I used to have to set these things up. I know how difficult they can be, so I'd love to work with you on those as well. And finally, here's my contact information. Please feel free to reach out to me. There's my email address. Follow me on Instagram. Come on, Steve Coyle 2793. You follow me, I'll sure follow you back. Promise you that. That's my phone number. You can call me. You can text me. If you prefer carrier pigeon, I'll do that too. It's all right. But you know what I found is the secret to success. It's not having a lot of money. It's not having a lot of worldly possessions. It's if you have your own QR code. There's my QR code right there. So please feel free to snap a shot of that. That has all my contact information on it. Feel free to reach out to me if you have questions or just want to know about UTI. And I look forward to welcoming you on the webinar series that we'll be doing this fall. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, great job. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen, for providing some great information. And let me just call attention to what Stephen mentioned. We'll be announcing our webinar schedule probably beginning in early September. So look for that from us in the form of emails and such. Two things I'm always struck by when I listen to your presentation and I hear about UTI, because I've known you guys for a long time, 25 years I've been working with you. First of all, I'm struck by how closely you and what the program you've put together work with high schools and counselors to promote STEM careers. You know, you're providing. Do you want to comment a little bit more on that? Just the idea is that this presentation was focusing on the importance of STEM careers as opposed to a total promo for UTI.
Well, and that's something I think is very important because there's a huge demand in this industry right now, and STEM careers. I mean, the sky's the limit. Not only on demand, you know, getting a job, but also the pay that's involved there. And that's one of the things that we try to do is educate students, but we also try to educate educators too. That we've been told for so long, you have to go to college, you have to go to college, you're not going to be successful if you don't get that bachelor's degree. We know that's just not the case any longer. And so that's why we feel it's important to show students what is available to them. Like a lot of them, they probably don't even know what industrial maintenance is, or they might not even know what the letters CNC stand for. So that's why it's important for us to talk to students about what's out there. You know, whether they go to UTI or whether they go to another school, that's the demand is there. UTI can't solve the problem. No school can. It's going to take all of us working together to do it.
You know, Stephen, the second thing that I'm always struck by with UTI in particular is your relationship with employers, because, you know, that's a huge part of a UTI and should be a huge part in what students and parents and counselors are thinking about. What is the relationship the school has with the potential employers? Because, you know, when they're looking for those jobs, what kind of relationships are absolutely crucial. I know this is a very important part of what UTI student experience is. Would you like to comment on that before we go into questions?
Yeah, sure. And yes, it's very vital because that relationship, that's what helps the students get employed. We feel like at UTI, we're not done when we give them the quality education. We're done when we get them into the industry. I mean, why do you go to school in the first place? You're looking for a career. So that's what we want to do. And these alliances, I mean, we partner with companies like BMW and Porsche and GM and Ford, AGCO Corporation, Fendt Tractors, all these different companies. They're the big dogs in the industry. And so we feel like when we have these great relationships with them, we can pass that relationship on through our graduates to help them get employed into the industry.
Yeah, that's so important. Let me go through in fairly rapid fashion some basic questions before we close this thing out. First of all, for the audience that's going to be listening to what you were talking about, the students, the counselors, the parents, does UTI have a GPA requirement for admissions to any and all of your programs?
No, we do not. What we base our admissions on is an in-home interview with the student and their family. We will not interview a student by themselves. They must have their family present, or whatever family that they have. They must be present. We want to make sure that they understand what we're asking of them, and we want to understand what they're asking of us. And so that's a very important meeting that we have. And that's really the groundwork there. The other thing that we're really looking at, though, more than grade point average, we're looking at attendance. We're looking at work ethic, because that's what service managers, that's what these dealerships are looking for. They want to see things. So we get that out in the open during this interview.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, we got counselors, parents, students thinking, you have a lot of destination campuses. Now, what about housing for those parents who are sitting out there going, okay, what am I going to do with my son or my daughter that wants to go, and we're too far for him or her to live? You have housing options for students?
We do. We have housing options for every campus except our Bloomfield, New Jersey campus. That's the only one that does not offer housing. All the others do. And they are not dorms. That's what, they're used to a lot, but they're apartments that we lease. They're only our students. We offer housing grants. We even offer relocation grants to help students get to school.
Yeah.
So we offer we just try to take every excuse away. They say, well, we don't have the money. Oh, it's just too far away. Oh, I don't have the money to get there. All these things. We try to take all those excuses away so they can be successful in their career.
Now, this wasn't on the script, but I'm gonna throw a wild card at you, and it has to do with financial aid. Because if we're sitting here and they're talking, it's again, okay, I love what Stephen's saying. I love the school. Now I got to figure out, how am I going to pay for this thing? I think what do you suggest people move when they're moving forward? They do relative to talk to UTI to sort out their financial aid. How much are they eligible for? How do I apply, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, the first thing you need to do is get a FAFSA done quickly. Get that out on the table. You hear things where they say, oh, schools say, oh, we have a FAFSA deadline. That's not true. There's no deadlines, because we have start dates year round. We start every 3 to 6 weeks. So that's important to get that FAFSA on the table first, so you can see what you're going to qualify for. Then we assign the student and their family a financial aid advisor that's going to work with them to help put together a package of scholarships, grants.
Right.
If they qualify for a Pell Grant, if they qualify for student loans, those things, put that together into a package to show the family how their education be affordable. And then, as I mentioned earlier, with our TRIP program, once they graduate, we have over 5,000 TRIP employers that will pay off their student loans for them. Now, they're not going to hand them a check. That's over the course of time, because they want them to work for them for a while, but they're going to pay them extra each month to pay off their student loan, to help with relocation, to help with their tools, all these things. So these students can get a start into the new career and not have a lot of debt hanging over their heads.
And again, don't forget about Imagine America, because UTI has historically been, if not one of our top 2 or 3 schools with Imagine America scholarships to high school students. I'm sitting here.
Yeah,
go
you're
ahead.
exactly right, Bob. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to let everybody know that the Imagine America Scholarship is our highest redemption scholarship. So we're very proud of that, and proud of our partnership with Imagine America.
Before we close, I'm listening to your FAFSA thing, and I'm thinking, it's the analogy in my mind is, if you're going to buy a car, you want to go in to someone and find out what you're pre-approved for. In other words, how much money is available to me when I'm looking at a car. Think of FAFSA kind of that way, which is, I know that I'm going to be qualified for a certain amount of grants. I know that I can get some scholarship support, and now I'm going to go in and say, UTI, what else can I do to bridge that gap that I've got?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great analogy, that's what we encourage people get that FAFSA done quickly. Get
Yeah.
that out of the way. Sometimes people put it off because they're nervous about it, whatever. Don't be nervous. It's just, remember the operative word there is free. It's a free application for federal student aid.
I know.
So
I know.
it's really easy to do, and we have financial aid advisors that will help you with that process.
Yeah, and your reps are excellent at that. Are excellent at it. And I would just say that each and every one of our listeners, look at the FAFSA, see if UTI can help you put together the right kind of package so that the parents and the student are comfortable with the package that they're going to be looking at. We're going to be closing here in a second, though, Stephen. I'd be really less than honest if I didn't really thank you for today's presentation. You've been with us for a long time. You've done a lot of these with us, and we really appreciate your support and UTI's leadership. Also, I'd like to, on behalf of Stephen and Lauren Cunningham, who's here with me in the studio, we'd like to thank the education and the parents that are listening to this today, because we know that you've got a lot of options in front of you and demands on your time. We just appreciate, like we always do, you carving out just a few minutes of your time in order for you to be able to listen to Stephen, hear about UTI, sort out the options that are available, and then the contact information that Stephen has given you. I urge you to take advantage of it. On behalf of the Imagine America Foundation, Dr. Coyle, Lauren Cunningham, and myself want to thank you and hope you have a great day. Goodbye.